Well, you have all observed that I was very impatient to take the floor. Dear Mrs. Maryam Rajavi, dear President, dear friends of Iran, dear friends of free Iran, dear freedom fighters, your courage, your energy, your resilience inspire all of us. For decades, you have lived under two regimes built on injustice, terror, and violence, and your fundamental rights, the right to speak your mind, the right to choose your own leaders, and the right to shape your own destiny, have been systematically denied. Yet, this relentless brutality has not extinguished the flame of resistance. On the contrary, the spirit of resistance has grown bolder and stronger. From the streets of Tehran to the towns and villages across the country, from Ashraf Tree to every corner of the globe, a powerful voice, your voice, rises again and again, refusing to be silenced. The Iranian women who bravely walk unveiled, the students who sing their love for freedom, the brave resistance units who defy censorship and tyranny, and the countless families who suffer and mourn but do not surrender, never. You know the danger, you know the risks, yet even in the face of brutality and terror, you march forward and you still raise your voices because you know that silence only strengthens the criminals. My dear Iranian friends, your resistance is unbreakable. And today, the mullah's dictatorship is weak, probably weaker than ever. And this dictatorship is afraid. They can keep saying, you are not organized. They can keep saying, you do not represent much. They can keep saying, you are not a credible alternative. But their relentless obsession to oppress and target you shows the exact opposite. You are organized, you are credible, and you strongly represent the people of Iran, their hopes and their future. My friends, my dear friends, a regime that seeks to control every word, every act, every thought cannot last forever. Their fear is showing, their time is ending, and that's why they are more and more aggressive. That's why they are more and more dangerous and ready to do anything to maintain their grip on power. Human rights violations are escalating. The number of executions is about to reach new heights. Just last month, only 81 political prisoners were executed. State media are calling again for surveillance and killings, and these are again cruel warnings. And this rhetoric fuels fears of a repeat of the summer of 1988. Let's never forget the massacre of 30,000 political prisoners, 90% of whom were affiliates of the PMI-MEK. Ladies and gentlemen, the dictatorship also exports its cruelty beyond its borders. For decades, the clerical dictators have pursued a deliberate strategy of exporting chaos, funding and arming terrorist groups and proxies in Yemen, Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, and all across the world. The mullah, have fueled hatred and spread violence. And in the same vein, exactly in the same vein, they've massively supported Russia in its war of aggression against Ukraine and against its democratic dreams and ambitions. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not be mistaken. Their nuclear and ballistic missile projects are developed to threaten more, to blackmail more, and to try to impose their mad vision of the world. And billions of dollars have been wasted to fuel this nuclear ambition in an attempt to grant themselves a license to kill with a complete immunity. And the price of their impunity is fully supported by the Iranian people who struggle every day to meet their basic needs, water, electricity or bread. Nevertheless, today, it's still possible to end this arms race, and it's possible thanks to you. Because more than 20 years ago, you had the courage to denounce to the world the secret project to build this nuclear arsenal. The complete and verifiable dismantling of this program must take place. It cannot be negotiable, full stop. Ladies, gentlemen, dear friends, in my previous capacities as Prime Minister in Belgium, as President of the European Council, I've also witnessed how the dictatorship uses a variety of cynical tools to blackmail and to pressure European countries and governments. The hostage-taking tactic, massive cyber attacks, aggressive disinformation campaigns, and even terrorist actions committed on the European soil. These are attempts to deter European governments from acting with force against the interest of this dictatorship. Let's be clear, we cannot be intimidated. Let's be clear, we cannot be blackmailed. We will not be trapped anymore. And on my side, I have learned a lesson. I have learned my lesson. And I have today a very strong opinion. Doing more of the same thing will lead to the same result. Over the last century, and more recently, Europe, the European continent, has witnessed firsthand the devastation that unchecked militarization can bring, and we also know the consequences of failing to act in time. Lesson number one, do not appease the aggressor, because the policy of appeasement does not work and will never. Lesson number two, do not be silent, because silence strengthens the criminal. Silence is complicity. Our collective voices can be and will be a powerful game changer. And it leads me to lesson number three. There is an alternative. There is a democratic alternative. That's the only way, the third way, the recognized, organized opposition and its resistance, you, the people of Iran. That's not about appeasement. That's not about foreign military intervention. It's about supporting the Iranians to take control of their own destiny. That's about making clear that only the Iranian people, with their hands and with their hearts, will build a free, democratic, and peaceful future. Madam President, dear friends, Iran has become a vast open-air prison for women. Because for the mullah, being a woman is a crime. Women suffer countless discriminations and intimidations, yet they are the ones shouting the loudest for freedom, women, life, freedom. And the mullahs may try to lock women behind bars, but it is women who hold the key to Iran's future. Lady, you are the driving force for change and progress in Iran. Madam President, Ms. Rajavi, you lead through the strength of your example. And I commend your leadership, I commend your resilience, your determination, your empathy, your sincerity, and those of your teams and the members of this organization. And again, I would like to address a special mention for the incredible commitment of the people of Ashraf 3. Your vision of a free and democratic Iran is a promise. It's a contract. It's a light of hope, because that's the only roadmap from tyranny to democracy, the perfect recipe from tyranny to democracy. And your 10-point plan is a blueprint, an oath for a democratic republic where people choose their leaders and reject dictators, a secular government where people have the right to live according to their beliefs or non-beliefs, equality, where every boy and girl can grow up with opportunities, not oppression, justice, where the rule of law is guaranteed and life-taking judges have no place, a nuclear-free Iran living in peace with its neighbors and with the rest of the world. To conclude, Madam President, dear friends, in recent months, I've had the privilege of meeting and speaking with some of you, and you have shared with me your sufferings. You have shared with me your pains and memories, sometimes from childhood, of the cold of the jails and their hard floors. And in particular, I remember the story of this woman imprisoned. She was 6 years old, together with her mother. And she told us her scare. She told us the screams and the cruelty of the guardians when torturing the prisoners. I also have a daughter, and she's 6 years old. This is not the world I want for her, nor for any child in the world. Let's ask ourselves what's right, what's fair. Free Iran, that's right and fair. Let's choose human dignity. Let's choose justice. Let's choose humanity. Let's be on the right side of history. You are not alone. Let's choose free Iran. I thank you.